What's going on, YouTube Nights? Welcome to the Cover Price Top 10 for the week ending February 14th, Valentine's Day. As a love letter to you, we're here to just tell you romantic poems and tell you all kinds of warm stuff about yourself and all that stuff. Uh, while you guys get started, my man JB's here. Justin is here, braving the snow to be on the show. And let's get this show started off while you guys congregate. And you know what? The
Tailgate.
show we're gonna do in the show. We're gonna do this damn thing.
Let's do it.
Do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. Make love and dance and sing, yeah. Got to get on the floor. You know life can give you more. Come on. Do the damn thing.
And exit stage left.
Here's that.
Thank you to our man DJ Scratch Bastard from Canada, doing our damn thing. You always got to get a theme for you guys to get the party started. Because sometimes on a Tuesday, you guys are like, "Yo, I just don't have the energy." So And while we were waiting, 49 of you are now 52 as it just goes on. I try to count as many guys as you can. Shout out to my man Joshua Ramirez, Lenny Cerna. Holding it down with the wrench is just me right now. Newbie Comics, Sean Miller. This goes on and on. Michael P. My man Murfinator's in there. Mark Clayton, Brian Murdoch, Uncanny Swag, Wesley's Comic Collection, Six Face Comics, HOFG, Sam Klosky, Bilbo Hauser, Peter Porker, The Spectacular Spider Ham, Nelvis Eats, Thomas Caps. Shout out to everybody. It's too many of you now. We are officially at 6,000 subs. Thank all of you. It took a while to do it, but you know what I'm saying? We only do 2 videos a week, sometimes 3. So, we're not, trying to acquire all these subs, but we get a lot of you guys viewer, and we appreciate every one of you 6,000 subs. Tune in later on this week, and I am going to post a separate video, and that video will be how you enter to enter into the 6,000 subs contest. I got 3 slabs. I got a bunch of trades. I have 2 subscriptions to CovrPrice.com. Pretty sure our friends at the Geeky Swag Shop will throw something in as well. Speaking of the Geeky Swag Shop, hit up our friends at the Geeky Swag Shop. Tell them the Lord sent you get 10% off anything in the Geeky Swag Shop. Use discount code LOTLB and courting these Lord's hoodies that you'll need probably till June, the way the snow is coming right now, especially our friends in dude, it snowed in Galveston Beach. I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, but Galveston does not get snow.
Yeah, that was crazy. Not act right now.
Of course, the show is sponsored by our friends at CoverPrice.com. Go to CoverPrice.com, sign up for a 2-week free trial, and if you like it, pay $6.99 a month. I would say it's the price of McRib, but sadly, the McRib is gone. Ooh. I went there, and I was like, "Yo, can I get the McRib?" We ain't got them no more. And then I found out Pokemon cards are gone too. I'm like, I didn't even ask for one, man, but apparently that's the new thing. So yeah, Pokemon cards. So it's sponsored by our friends at Rocket Comics. Go to Rocket Comics. Tell them the Lord sent you. Get 20% off your first pressing order, be it 1 book or 200 books. If you have 200 books, it'll probably make a big difference in the price. Also, our friends at the KRS Comics. Go to KRS Comics. Use the discount code of LOTLB, and you could have used 15% off of that Star Wars variant that sold out in negative 2 minutes. It was sold super quick. Hopefully, I got my order in, man. I tried to place a pre-order, so we'll see what happens, man. But also, one of the winners of the 6,000 subs contest will get a KRS mystery box from our friends over at KRS Comics. So make sure you hit them up if you haven't. There's some fire in the mystery boxes, man.
Hell
But
yeah.
they're going to be doing another one soon. And by the way, the Lord's discount works on mystery boxes as well, and all those exclusives. If you follow Heroes Comics on Instagram, set your timer to it, and you could use your Lord's discount. But you better apply that thing quick before it gets sold out, because I've had something in my cart and I forgot to finish it off. By the time I went to put it in, it was like gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Sold
But back. Hey, back from a Thursday show, our man JB from Discovery Comics. Say what's up.
Thanks, man. What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me here. I'm the guest tonight, and man, I'm honored to be on this one. This is like this is the original show, right? It started with the top 10 before we branched off to the Shakers. So hey,
That's right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
I'm just now looking at this, and I'll tell you what, this list is good. This is a good one. Stick around, folks. Stick around.
Maybe do a third show called The Movers. We have the
There you go.
Shakers, the Movers, and the top
Let's
10.
do it. I'm down.
Speaking of moving and shaking, my man Justin, say what's up.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, thank God we hit 6K. It was a struggle to get that one little subscriber. So
I know,
whoever was
right?
at 6,000 subscriber today, thanks so much for that.
Cheers
Glad
to
to
you.
be here on a Tuesday.
Yep, you win something. Too bad it's hard to. I wonder how can I find that out? If you know,
Look at
you
the
ever see like
notifications. Doesn't
a
have the
1 millionth
notifications.
customer gets $1 million. You will get 6,000 cents if you win something. Has anybody done a giveaway just like fuck it? I don't want to give away comics. Here's $100. You get $100.
Dude, you don't even know about my newest giveaway, do you? Can I pitch the newest giveaway? Do you know? Is it is it a taboo thing? I don't know.
No, you can do it at the end of the show when
We'll do it at
we
the end of
got
the
more
show. We'll
people
say, you know
watching.
what? That's a tease. There you go. We'll tease it to the end. Stick around to the end to
Ooh,
find
there
out
you
what
go.
JB's giving away. And
I
man,
like it when
it's
you
crazy
tease me in
good.
that sexy voice.
Ooh,
So once
man.
again, this is the Cover Price Top 10 week ending February 14th, right around there. We look at the top 10 selling books as far as units move and the percentage of price jump. Just to clarify that, just in case you're wondering what else. And there's always one that doesn't quite crack the top 10, and we like to call that our runner-up. And this week's runner-up is a bit of nostalgia. Look at that. All right, I'm going to be rich because I got like 10 copies of this. But anyway, Micronauts, number one. What's not for the reasons you think. It's not because of the first appearance of Croyer and Bug and all those fellas. Well, this property was announced to be in development at Paramount all the way back in September 2019, like all the way back, but it does seem that long. Recent speculation of the Enigma Force, first seen in this issue, will be used to bring in Miracle Man into the current King in Black series. Well, this is pure guesswork. It still sold 32 copies, had a 7-day trend of 119% at a high sale, $430 for a 9.8. Good Lord have mercy. That I've never seen this book go for that much, but I will say this though. Because of rights that Marvel no longer has, that Hasbro has back with them, there's certain words that they cannot use anymore in the Marvel lexicon or the Marvel stories going forward. So if it is actually called the Enigma Force, that would be interesting, because one of the things that's interesting is the term ROM Space Knight can no longer be used by Marvel, because that belongs to Hasbro now. So they just called them like Space Knights or something else. You know, there was a whole like thing of it. So it's interesting on some of these books that Marvel had the license to. Well, remember, a lot of this Marvel or Hasbro has the license back, because remember, they want to do their own cinematic universe. And I think that would just be batshit crazy to see Micronauts and Transformers and everything. Dude, that's one thing that I haven't seen the nostalgia trend yet is if you kids don't know, there were some really cool Micronaut toy sets back in the 70s, man. Like they had like full on like ships, and they were shooting fists and everything. If you go look them up, man, they're hard as hell to find. You will probably not find them unboxed, but I want to say these predate Star Wars toys. I'm trying to think. But yeah, go look up Micronaut toys. Croyer's my dude, man. That's my favorite Micronaut, man. That's the dude with the red helmet there. And then there's
he's
Baron
badass.
Zordo.
Look at him.
That chick. Oh God, this is how nerdy I am. That chick's name is Marionette. I forgot his name. Baron Zordo, I think, was the villain, and there, of course, is Bug.
Dude.
But yeah, Micronauts. That was like the nerdy toy for kids back in the 70s, man. But if you want to go look up some cool toys, go look up the original Micronaut toys. So coming in at the runner-up, Micronauts, number one from 1979 because of the Enigma Force. All right. Let's start it off. What do we got for number 10, Casey Kasem?
All right, coming in at number 10, we've got A Voice in the Dark, number one, originally published in 2013 from Image, Top Cow. Now, a few weeks ago, creator Laramie Taylor mentioned on his Facebook page that the pilot script was completed and there was no additional information. But this update alone helped move this comic book 17 copies. It had a 7-day trend of plus 243% and had a high sale of $29.99 or $30 for a raw copy.
So I'm going to drop a link in the live chat just so you know you should support this comic. Check out that video. That is the artist Laramie Taylor. He is a disabled comic book creator who draws with his mouth because he doesn't have use of his hands. I want you to look at that video and just see how incredible that his artwork is done. This dude draws better with his mouth than Rob Liefeld can draw with his hands. Put it that way, and it's pretty awesome. So, people are not getting off to a good start. Can't go and stay a little bit late. Look at 1 for 2 already. I wonder. Well, I'm assuming most of these people have Micronauts. So, but A Voice in the Dark, man, go support indie creators. And this one's pretty cool. Once I looked up some of the backstory on Laramie Taylor, man, he's a disabled comic book artist, creator, and he draws with his mouth. Once again, I'm just gonna pop the video in there so you guys can look at it because it's pretty incredible what he can do. Drawing without his hands. It's pretty inspiring, man. Pretty inspiring.
Yeah,
all right, so
definitely.
number 10 on the list. A Voice in the Dark, number 1 from Image 2013. Look at that. Going back to those. Here we go. Here we go with this. What do we got for number 9, Justin?
Here we go.
A leftover from last week, the Joe Bennett homage cover for Incredible Hulk number 43. Of course, it was on the last week's top 10 due to some controversy because of an anti-Semitic imagery. You know, Joe Fix it's in a jewelry store, and in the window behind him, you see a poor depiction of the Star of David in the star named Jewelry in reverse. This caused an uproar, forcing Marvel to offer an optional recall where the stores could exchange this for the corrected version. Still held a lot of people. They were still selling it, both a lot of the covers. Did sell 42 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 113% and a high sale of $45 for Raw, which is just blows my mind, man. Crazy that people really want this book. Unbelievable. So
Unbelievable.
well, we had 3 covers, and this is the variant, you know, and I don't know if the other ones are on this one.
Now,
but
this run's only going to 50, right? Is that confirmed that Immortal Hulk's ending at 50?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, probably, to be honest with you, sales had dropped since, you know, remember the first few issues where it was really, really hot book. There was nothing. It was nothing based off of any spec or anything, and it was just super hot book. It kind of told a new story about the Hulk and where his powers come from, and it was like a horror comic. You're right, JD. It was like a horror comic, but it may be ending its run in 50 issues. It's probably time for the R word, the old reboot there. But Immortal Hulk number 43, the Joe Bennett homage variant. What do we got for number 8? Some more kookiness from 2021.
Oh man, you talking kookiness. Here we go. Are you ready for this, folks? Next up at number 8, we're talking X-Force number 1, the negative UPC with the Deadpool trading card, originally published in 1991 from Marvel Comics. Now, are we serious with this right now? I'm serious because I was looking on Instagram and I was like, is this really happening right now? Is this serious? X-Force has been one worthless comic that was guaranteed to never see market heat, right? Well, 2021 just played its hand. Recent demand and market heat surrounding Marvel trading cards brought attention and demand to the Deadpool trading card that was polybagged with X-Force number 1. And we were this year's old. How many of you know how old were we when this book came out? Do you guys know?
Oh, I was like 20 years old.
I wasn't even 10.
Oh my God.
So here's the thing. Unlike other books, the comic is absolutely worthless. It's the card. I mean, you could literally open it up, throw away the comic, and it's the card that's worth $50. You know, so it's kind of, and instead of, it's, you could say it's the comic, but really nobody cares because they're unbagging them and they're just selling the card by itself.
Now, I didn't know this information, but there's 4 versions of this, and at least 3 of them containing randomly the desired Deadpool trading card. Now, this was the negative UPC version with the Deadpool trading card, and that's the one that sold 48 copies, had a 7-day trend of up 100% and a high sale of $77.51, or we rounded up to $78 for a CGC. What was it? Oh, it just says raw.
Oh, yeah.
Just raw.
Yeah, because
wow.
nobody's going to buy a slab
Are you
copy.
freaking kidding me? Raw? Yeah, of course you got a $80 raw for this, and I've seen these in dollar bins at like as early as 2 weeks ago. I'm not joking, man.
Was there a Deadpool card in there though? See, but when you see the negative UPC, you see it up there in the upper right-hand corner. It's basically the 50 years Captain America, but it's the inverse, so it's more the white instead of the black. But yeah, I mean, the ones I open,
yeah, you showed yours off.
Yeah, I got Sunspot and Gideon, and I got Cable.
You know what I think is going to be funny is when conventions start happening again, and people are bringing this card to Rob Liefeld to sign and get graded.
Oh, and he's going to charge you.
And he's going to be charging you like $25 to $50.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I'm telling you, it's just you're going to go to comic shops and you're going to see a bunch of X-Force #1s in the garbage because the people were just like taking the comic, throwing it away, and then keeping the collecting cards. So, which is really, it's just more 2020 weirdness into 2021. But there you go, the Deadpool trading card. This is all off of
what's next, folks? Turok, come on.
Well, I have to add a trading card for it. So I mean, first we had the 1990s trading cards. Now it's going to these. So basically, there's a ton of sealed Marvel comics that feature trading cards, but apparently this is the first ever Deadpool trading card. So they consider this a rookie card for those people who collect sports cards. But whatever, man. All right, X-Force #1, the negative UPC Deadpool trading card. I'm just gonna say, yo, it's the Deadpool trading card. It's not really X-Force #1.
It's not the comic book. It's the card.
All right, what do we got up next?
Yeah, this one's really nice. This is Taskmaster #3, the 1-in-25 ratio from Shane Davis. Badass Taskmaster and Black Widow on the cover. So this issue features the first appearance of Taguchi. He's a brand new South Korean Captain American type hero. So coming off the heels that Kevin Feige's commitment to developing more Asian heroes, this has brought a lot of heat to the attention of this new character. So this variant shot up in value very, very quickly. It's very hard to find as well, but it did sell 12 copies last week. 7-day uptrend of 465% and $126 for a raw copy. I am sure nobody ordered 25 of this book.
Exactly. That's why it's such a rarity, 1-in-25 for this. Because I got to my shop a little late, so if there was one, there was gone. But there was a ton of the regular covers. And this is how comic collecting works, man. I ran into a friend of the channel, Brick Hunter, who is a Lego collector, and he had a stack of Star Wars Insiders. And I go, why are you buying those? He goes, oh, it's a Peach Momoko cover. I said, well, shit. So I grabbed 2 myself. And I go, oh, by the way, Taskmaster #3 is the first appearance of a new South Korean superhero. So he went and grabbed 4 copies of it as well. But 1-in-25, I don't know how, like you said, were people ordering 50 Taskmaster #3s? I don't think anybody expected that character to be where he was. But you know what? The one thing about Marvel does well, and DC's been doing well too with Punchline, is when they see a hot character that maybe they weren't making something for it, but if they see enough buzz or people are talking about it, they might, you know what? Why don't we create a little miniseries and see what this character can do? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you never know, man. I mean, especially with social media, Marvel's very good at social media. They see what people are talking about, and it was on Bleeding Cool's website, it was on CBR's website, so it's getting a lot of traction. And more importantly, like you were saying, it's the comments that Feige said. Specifically, he said Southeast Asian, but I'm pretty sure because as they push Disney Plus into the Asian markets, which they already are, China, Japan, Korea, people want to see more characters like themselves. So I can, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's all it takes is Kevin Feige, to say something. When Feige speaks, people listen. So #7 on the list is Taskmaster #3, the Shane Davis 1-in-25 variant. What's up next, boys?
All right, coming in at #6, we've got Forever Maps #1, originally published in 2019 from Scout Comics. Now, Scout's recent press release announced Scout Comics and Entertainment is proud to announce that Forever Maps by Michael Lagasse and Todor Ristov is in development as a feature film with Josh Campbell and Matthew Stukin. Man, that's a lot of names right there. Matthew Goldberg, Igor De Laurentiis, Ira Napoleona. Man, how did I end up getting this read? Lit Entertainment and Scout Comics are attached to produce this. Now, this news helped another Scout book land on our top 10 for the third week in a row. It sold 32 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 218%, and had a high sale of $25 for a raw copy.
Damn.
Wow. How did I not see all those hard names? No wonder you gave me evens.
Well, the only one I recognize on that is De Laurentiis. Obviously comes from a famous movie making family, Dino De Laurentiis. So, I mean, it's got a lot of people behind it. So, I mean, it's hard to say nowadays when things will make to the big screen, or to streaming. Even if it makes it to streaming, that's still a win for it. But it's how well it does in the theaters and, the longevity. And what was that weird horror film that came out right during the pandemic that was based on a comic that really nobody even cared about? Something. It was right, and that came out 6 months ago. It was like, and it was based on a comic and nobody knew. I mean, that's the weird thing. So Forever Maps, number one. From Scout Comics. Look at Scout Comics doing big things on this list, man. So Forever Maps, number one, coming in at number 6. Halfway there, boys and girls. What do we got for number 5?
We got actually a really interesting book. And this is fun because we talked about this in the Comic-Con podcast last week about Brian Michael Bendis. Cover number 1. This is the Zoo Orzu variant from Image. Actually, no, I think this is from Jinx World. So this is his creator-owned stuff with DC. Per Screen Rants last week, HBO Max ordered a television series on this Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack, which is written by him and directed by Mack. So this variant, 16 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 463% and a high sale of $50 and a raw copy. And Brian put out a lot of stuff for this Jinx World between the cover, Pearl. So he's got some good stuff. And I'm sure this is a low print book because no one really thought about picking it up because it's not really a superhero related.
Yeah, but Bendis has a good track record with Hollywood products. David Mack obviously has been around for a while. So it's just, HBO Max is, taking these kind of other projects from DC and doing things with them. So now you don't have to worry just about, the big screen and CW. We'll see how HBO Max production values are, but I'm finding that they do have a much bigger budget than the CW. So we shall see, man. But that's pretty interesting that, and I have a feeling this will get made because it's Bendis. He's already got a relationship with DC. It's HBO Max. Man, you guys aren't doing too well in the list today. I'm only seeing like 2 for 7s, 1 for 7, 0 for 7.
It's so bad.
Jay.
It's so bad today.
Man, let's see what the next book is, man. To see if we can. So cover number 1, the Zoo Orzu variant, coming in at number 5. I have a feeling a lot of you will have this. So what do we got for number 4?
All right, coming in at number 4 is Immortal Hulk number 43 again. This is just cover A this time, right? As noted above, that controversial recall or partial recall helped continue to move copies of this book this week. It sold 107 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 86%, and had a high sale of $31 for a raw copy.
All right, my man Joey the Stuntmaster doing the best so far. 3 out of 8. Rush Die Hard doing 3 out of 8, 3 out of 7.
There you go.
So some artists like I'm not doing the
runner-up.
By the way, for those who just joined us, Micronauts number 1 was the runner-up. So there you go. There you go, man. Shout out to man Jay Salsa. Comic Book Human is hilarious because I think he's a robot because he's speaking in 1s and 0s. So there you go. Keith Newman, 1 for 8. I like that you guys do this, man. But 0 for 8, what's going on here, guys? Come on.
Oh, man.
But you know what? That's a good list, though. When we have like 0 for 8, that means there's some good independent books and some kind of weird stuff on there. So, sometimes people, we always say, man, everybody's looking for the next Walking Dead when they see these little independent titles. And, and typically the reason why they end up on this list is people go to the shop and the shops only order 10, 15 copies. So what do they have to do? They have to go on to eBay. And when they go on to the aftermarket, that's when they show up on this list because this list, obviously we can't just sell all the sales from comic shops. So this is once, after Wednesday hits and people are selling them or just buying throughout the week. All right. So number 4 on the list, Immortal Hulk, number 43, cover A. What do we got for number? Oh, it was, JB doesn't get it this time. So now Justin gets to poo-poo on this.
There you
So
go.
wait a sec. In 2021, a
Right.
top 3 book from X-Force #1, the Deadpool trading card variant. This is nuts. So if you would have told us that this book was not only going to show up once on this list, twice on this list in 2021, it's insane. But again, it's polybagged. It is #3. It sold 59 copies last week on the many different sites that CovrPrice polls. It had a 226% high sale of $40 for a raw for the regular version. Unbelievable. Someone
Question
better
for you
screenshot
guys.
this
Is
right
this
now.
this height? Is this the height? Is this the ceiling for this?
I don't know.
I-
I don't
yeah.
know. Well, so PSA is the grading card company, the grading company for trading cards. And from what I've been told, they have a longer turnaround than CGC does. So what you're going to see is in
A year from
a
now.
lot of people are going to, because here's the thing about trading cards, guy. And if you check out my man Sith Lordly on Spine Ticks, they have a show about trading cards now. I forgot what day it's on, but go check out Spine Ticks, and they're doing a trading card weekly show now. And Sith Lord knows a lot about sports trading cards just in general. And I get a lot of my knowledge from him. So a lot of the people are going to take this card out and they're going to submit it to PSA to get graded.
Mhm.
That's when you're really going to see prices go. But it's like I said, it's $40 for the card. I don't think it's 40.
Yeah.
It's definitely not $40 for the comic, because this X-Force #1 is probably one of the highest print runs in the 90s, right? This is after Deadpool and Cable blew up over and New Mutants. They did X-Force #1. So there you go. FMF #1 says CDC announced grading sports cards. It's on. They need to grade Marvel. But you know what? The hardcore graders are still going to go with PSA. Unfortunately, CGC will be the PGX of trading card companies. Does that make sense?
It's
because
Did I tell you guys? I don't know if I put it in our group chat, but PSA, some of the tiers are suspended because they have so many cards right now between all the sports.
I heard 12 months
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever, Magic.
Star
There's
Wars
just so
cards
much.
are
Yeah,
blowing up too.
So that's what it is now. This thing is going to get now. Everybody's going to start sending all these Marvel cards in. They suspended a lot of their tiers, and it's very similar to CGC. You have your modern tier, your low budget books, your low budget cards, your high end tier cards. It's just crazy that they've actually suspended it. Like, I've never seen that. I can't imagine doing CGC doing that. It would just be the longest turnaround.
Brush Diehard brings up a good Beckett, who owns CBCS, has also been doing it. So Beckett is the CBCS of trading card grading, right? PSA is still the top of the mountain. I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I used to collect baseball cards, like Topps was the shit. That was the top. And then Fleer was like second best, right? But Topps was always the top, was trading cards you wanted. But sports cards now are just, it's crazy. I mean, it's like I posted on Twitter, I was like, what's going to be the next wave of nostalgia collecting? We've had trading cards, video games, Beanie Babies are back. And I was thinking the only thing I can think of is Pogs.
Beanie Babies are back?
Oh,
yeah. Beanie Babies are back.
Go on eBay.
Oh my goodness.
For those who still had your Beanie Babies, go look on eBay. There may be some gold in them hills. Garbage Pail Kids cards too. I would imagine those are. It's just anything and everything. Which, as collectors, we should be good. As comic book collectors, we shouldn't poo-poo down on other collectors. You know what I'm saying? Is sometimes we original art people look down on comic book collectors right first. There's like a tier to this, right? Original art guys are like, I just dropped $200,000 on this original piece. And you're like, oh yeah, I dropped $5,000 on this CGC. And like, yeah, right. Come holler at me when you have some original art, And then, so it's cool. There's room for everybody in this hobby of collecting. So it's just people who grew up as a child of the 80s and 90s are now hopefully adults and they hopefully have disposable income, and you're seeing that right before your eyes. Disposable income, they're all buying out these things, and it makes the hobby grow. It's crazy that PSA is getting so slammed that they had to suspend some tiers. That just goes how crazy it's going. We're not even going to talk about GameStop and day trading because that's just another whole story. But that's by the way, that's like down to like $50 a share now.
Yeah, completely flopped.
Still overvalued though. I mean, I think it was at trading before all that was at $3 or $4 a share. But hopefully the people at GameStop who actually work there sold off their shares so they can quit their jobs now. But anyway, number 3, X-Force. Number 1, the Deadpool trading card, not the comic, coming in at number 3. All right, what do we got for number 2?
All right, coming in at number 2, we got another duplicate. We got Taskmaster number 3 again. And as noted above, this issue features the first appearance of Taguchi. This standard issue sold 57 copies, had a 7-day trend of plus 400% and a high sale of $29 for a raw copy. This is $29 for a book that's $3.99 that came out last Wednesday, folks. Last Wednesday. Insane.
Well, I think because a lot of people missed the boat on it. It wasn't ordered a lot. So for those who know, Taguchi is the actual name of the South Korean flag. That's what they call the South Korean flag. And so basically he's the South Korean Captain America. If you think about it, there's a few characters. Obviously Captain Britain. I think there's a Russian version as well. Everybody has some type of super soldier program, and you know, so we shall see. I got 3 copies myself, but I bought them off the rack. I'm not one of those guys, if I see 10 copies, I'll buy them all. You know, I left 7 copies, and then I told Brick Hunter, and he bought them all. No, I'm just kidding. I'd say, hey, go get this. And he came back. He had like a stack of 5 of them. I go, oh, okay. I was like, you know, I rarely ever buy more than 3. You know, I figure 3, and, you know, I always try to save some. You know, it was nice enough. I got ASM 55. Somebody left me 3 copies left, and then I realized why they left them. There was dings in them. I was like, Jesus. All right. So there you go. Taskmaster number 3. And by the way, that cover art is just sick. I think Taskmaster is one of the favorite characters that people like to draw. You know, the skull face, he's got a cape. Anybody with a cape and a skull, I'm down with it. If I could draw, I would try to draw it. You know what I'm saying? So number 2, boys and girls, is Taskmaster number 3. You know what we haven't talked about at all this week?
Star Wars.
Exactly. Weird, right? We know why? Because issue 2 is has it come out yet?
So good. No, it did, but just not selling as well as the number 1. We had the Ashley Witter variant. That was all we had on that.
Yeah, so there you go. So unless there's some, you know, late push for High Republic number 2s, I would say the next major first appearance in the High Republic, that's when it's gonna get its bump. But just add it to your pull list, man. It's a good read, and it's Star Wars. You can't go wrong with that. So number 1 on the list is we have a lot of recurring
duplicates. Yeah,
well, I wouldn't say they're duplicates because, you know, it's the same issue but a different art cover. So speaking of cover, what is number 1?
Cover. Again, by Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack from the Jinx World DC's 2018. So again, as I noted before, it's coming to HBO Max. Going to be very good. So this is of course, both the standard cover and the variant jumped up. This is the standard cover. Standard cover did sell 49 copies last week, had a 7-day uptrend of 722% and a high sale of a 9.8 in $80, which is not bad at all for you know, a 9.8 book. So that's how you gotta get it done.
Pay attention to the Hollywood trades, man, like Variety or the Hollywood Reporter or anything like that. This book came out in 2018, and I don't know anybody that talked about it or even read it. But all it takes is a piece of news, and you know, sometimes Hollywood, like we've seen it, all kinds of weird little books show up on this list. Doc J with the big goose egg. Oh man, 0 for 11.
I got the goose egg.
I think I'm 1 for 11.
I have I don't have any Deadpool cards, but I have the X-Force comic, which is useless now. But I do have Micronauts number 1, and I have 5 of them. Does that count for a 5? So cover number 1 from 2018, boys and girls. This is quite an eclectic list, to say the least. So if you're seeing this list and your comic shop does not read any social media whatsoever, go digging for cover number 1. That seems to be the thing, man. So, but you know, most savvy collectors, they scare off most LCS owners when they start saying, when they get more than one call for a random book like cover number 1, then they start looking up prices. So sometimes it's better not even to call. Just show up and start digging in them long boxes and look for these rare issues, man. So quite the eclectic list, and hopefully next week we shall see. I mean, this one really surprised me. Taskmaster didn't surprise me. The Micronauts one did. I'm glad Captain Universe isn't on here because I think that he's a whack character. But you know, it's Donny Cates. What are you gonna do, man? But I will say, be careful, man. It's the Donny Cates stuff is he says something and then he forgets about it and he does something else. So I don't know, man. So, but anyway, Markinauts #1 is still a dope issue.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to spec, I'll tell you what to spec on. Go get What If #1. Still a way undervalued book. And when that series come out, it's weird. It's like you people need to get touched by God to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, have you seen the trailers for What If? And What If #1 I think is still a great value. So we shall see. Who knows? Maybe it'll show up on our Shakers list because I already got the list. But speaking of Shakers, JB, any last words?
Sir.
You want to promote some shit?
That was fun. Thanks for having me on the show. Looking forward to Thursday. Thursday is always a big day for me. Oh my! You know what? If you want to know the big giveaway that we teased at the beginning, right? Go check out my 2-minute 15-second video that I drop every single Thursday at 11 a.m. It's my personal top 10. It's just the stuff that I'm personally reading from week to week, and I've decided to give away a PS5. That's right. But you got to comment on the video, so go check it out.
So it's not like you putting together a PS2 and a PS3 to make a PS5.
Yeah.
It's a real legit PS5.
We're giving away a PS5 when the channel hits a certain criteria of subscribers, and man, I'll tell you what, it's working.
Well, drop your channel in the live chat so people can go get a win the PS5. Shit, I want a PS5.
Shit,
I want
another one.
I want to play Miles Morales. Damn it, man. I haven't even played Rogue Squadron. I haven't played any. You know what? I got to start playing some games. I haven't even finished PS4 Spider-Man. I haven't even finished God of War, to be honest with you, because God of War was just, the world was too fucking big. I was just, after a while, I was just like, man, I give up. I can't do this.
I re-downloaded and played it on the PS5 when they gave it for free. And then 3 weeks later, they decided to do a PS5 update, which gave it 4K and better frame rate. And I'm like, God damn it, I would have waited.
Speaking of which, any last words, Justin?
Yeah, just dropping the link for the Comic-Con podcast. Check out this past Monday. Of course, Zach, who's not with us today, he dropped a Mutant Monday all about Cyclops and his.
He's still alive. He's just not.
Yeah, he's unfortunately he's not here because of some snow in Texas and
crazy
stuff going on over there. But yeah, so I just dropped a link in the chat. Make sure you go check out the Comic-Con podcast. He did a Mutant Monday. On Monday, we'll be recording this week's episode, probably talk about the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer and any other news that drops this week. So be sure to check us out on the Comic-Con podcast.
There you go. Also, for all of us watching on the Rewind, this show is also on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. I normally upload the audio podcast a day after. And on Spotify and SoundCloud, I believe I have all of our shows archived back to August 2018.
Some good ones in there.
That's when I started archiving the Lord's shows, which includes our scoops, which come in handy. Sometimes you need some receipts to show people just in case they've forgotten short-term memory and all. But we will see you guys on Thursday for the Shakers of the Week. Also, look out. I don't know when I'm going to post it. Maybe tomorrow or more likely this weekend to give you guys more viewership. It's going to be how to enter our 6,000 subs giveaway. I'll show what we're giving away. And basically all you have to do is leave a comment with a hashtag. And we'll probably let that run for a week or two so many people to a chance to win. So look for that video. I'll try to drop it tomorrow since I don't like to do the subscriber giveaways till we actually hit that sub number. So we actually hit the sub number. So either tomorrow or Saturday. I want to keep the video separate from our regular videos, so so you guys can comment. Hopefully, get a chance to win some really cool stuff. I got some stuff. Maybe I'll give away some stuff in my own personal collection. Maybe you'll get some Deadpool trading cards.
I'll probably throw in some stuff too.
Yeah, more likely you end up with a cable trading card. But I tried. I opened up all my X Forces. I only had 3 of them, or 2 of them. But there you go. So. Until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long box. We'll see you Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific for the CovrPrice Shakers List. Peace out, everybody.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? In this you shall know that the Lord is faithful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it! We're here! We're back! Word up! Get to the job! You can't get fresher than this. In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. their mission to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice. Oh, how so? I'll be too busy looking good.
Can't understand.